This was my home for 48 hours, a gutted 1950s school bus that someone had dragged to the top of a mountain in the Highwood Range in Montana. I came here for one simple reason, to fill my freezer with the cleanest wild meat possible. The plan was a cow elk, but after 2 days of frustration and only seeing bulls, I had to pivot to this old whitetail buck. I believe one of the most honest things you can do in the world is to directly take your food from the wild to your table. Do you believe that's true? Drop a yes or a no in the comments below. This is a story of turning a failed plan into the most fulfilling food I've ever put on the table. There's just something about the feeling of actually providing your family with meat directly with your own hands, right? And that's why a lot of us hunt. So this week I'm up here in the Highwood Mountains of Montana, and we're gonna hunt for a cow elk. I don't know if you could call this a cabin. Let's go in the bus, set up our camp. Now this whole bus is leaning a little bit to the side, but I think it's level enough to where I won't roll off of the bed. This is kind of funny. So I got my bed all laid out here. That's my pillow. And I'm looking around, and it's got, they have a copy of the book Into the Wild in here. Look at that, with the bus. Into the Wild is that guy that went in Alaska that found a bus and died there. So I thought that's comforting. There's a lot of bears in this area, but they're mostly black bears. There is one known grizzly bear. He's got to keep this door shut most of the time. I'm gonna try to lure the moths out here though, so they don't wake me up in the middle of the night. One of the best features of this place is the water, because there's a high mountain spring that comes out of the ground right up there on the mountain. And you see this old water tank here. It comes down to this water tank right there. There we go. Oh yeah. That is so nice. Even some of these mountain springs like this they can get a little bit of a weird taste to them because they're so minerally. Some of them, this is really, really good. It's not really that cold, but so this is the way. I don't know. Usually I would start a fire some other way, but I'm just gonna start it like this. We'll see, maybe it'll work, I don't know. This wood is very dry because it's been in here. It's right here. This is kind of a pot-bellied stove here. Got a little damper down here. That's where the ashes go. Sort of a pot in the middle, and then it goes up here. Whoop, I don't know what that was. This is a damper. So this controls the air going up. So you want to keep that open. I'm gonna put this over here so we don't want to heat up the rifle. I'm gonna close this a little bit. It is hot in here right now. I've shut down all the dampers that I can shut down, and it is so hot. With a stove like this, you're going to be able to do two things. You're either going to be really hot and try to sleep like that, or you're just going to be cold and sleep in the cold with a few extra clothes on, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this die down and go out, and then I'm going to have to put more clothes on and get in my sleeping bag and kind of deal with it being a little bit colder, because this is way too hot. Well, good morning. It got a little colder than I thought it was going to get last night. So it's about 5 o'clock, so let's make some breakfast. So you can see a tooth mark in this pipe. That's right in the end. That's from a bear. This is my pot holder right here. Starting to steam, so yep, she's boiling. Just turn this all the way down so that I get just a little bit of boil. A low rolling boil. At least 2 of those. Over to this side, the uphill side. Just want it boiling just a little bit. Put a couple eggs in here. There we go. Find the salt and pepper. Here it is. Alright. Whoops. A little salt. That's a lot of salt. Pepper on there. Alright. Put that over the flame and sanitize it again. Check the coffee. That looks nice and smooth in there. A little bit of cold water on the top. Knock those grounds down. Let's pour some of this in here. Oh yeah, baby. Lord, we just thank you so much for this time that we had up here in these mountains, and we just pray you bless every moment of it for us and be with our families to keep us safe. Thank you so much for this country that we live in and the freedoms we have. And I thank you so much for them. They're such a blessing to all of us. In Jesus' name, amen. Oh man, I can't wait for this. That's not too salty at all. That's perfect. That is perfect. So, got some sausage. Oh, well, look at that. Let's try our cowboy coffee here. Oh man. What a breakfast. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna scarf this down. It's what some people call the butt crack of dawn. It's just a crack of light over there. Yeah, that's good. Back on. All right, we're ready to go. We're gonna walk down this road and do some glassing. Now you didn't get to see, but we are way up on this mountain, so we're a long ways up here. All right, now we're gonna try to be a little quieter. Keep an eye down here. In this country, there could be elk anywhere. I'm not hunting elk for trophy quality. I'm hunting for a cow elk for meat. So many areas of Montana are so overpopulated with elk in recent years that they give out a lot of cow permits. Personally, I think that is one of the, if not the best, management tool for elk of all time is humans, because we can regulate how many elk are killed. Now, sometimes it's a little tough to get all the elk killed that you want to get killed. That's your one limitation, is how many people are actually successful, because as you've seen, it isn't easy to you don't just run out and shoot an elk, even a cow. The wind is absolutely howling this morning. Over there, I can hear it. A lot of times when the wind blows like that, the elk are holed up
in the trees like this, which makes them a lot harder to find. It's kind of like I thought. They got to be tucked in something, because I didn't even see an animal. I didn't even see a deer. And that is a lot of country to look at. There's only one benefit to the wind if it's not blowing in the wrong direction. You could walk right up on an animal. Here, I've done it in the wind before. I've done timber hunting where you go up in the timber and where you know there's some animals, and you walk along really, really slowly in the heavy wind. They can't hear you at all. Man, you can come right up on them like 30 yards away. This is an elk rub. That is a huge elk rub. We broke off those branches up there. That's a big bull. There's an elk track. An elk like skidded coming down here. And they were rutting. They were probably fighting in here or something. This is not orthodox to hunt with a cup of coffee, but it works for me. Just astounded that I don't see anything. It's got to be the wind. My friend is going to come up and get me in a side-by-side. We're going to go to a different spot, but first I want to glass all this stuff. Just sitting right here on this hill. There's a 4x4 mule deer buck right there. Came from, it must have been right down in this draw. He's gonna walk right up to the top of this ridge here.
Do something other than be in the wind.
Yeah.
So Scott showed up, and I just saw a really pretty good mule deer buck. Actually, it's way bigger than I expected to see here, but we might go take a look at him and see what he is anyway. That's not really what we're looking for, but just for the fun of it, since we didn't see any elk. For the fun of it, yeah. This is Scott's ranch that we're on, and I went to school with Scott as a little kid, and we spent a lot of time hunting and fishing wherever and whenever we could. We've been reacquainted in recent years, and we're reliving a lot of those memories as adults.
All right, so I'm about the worst cameraman there is. So we're driving down the road, and we saw a bear, a pretty good sized bear.
Nice color too.
Yeah, nice color. Head up the hill here. So we're gonna go look for him. Another buck right in front of us. We're gonna look for that bigger buck for Scott, if he's big. So I'm trying to be quiet. Noisy with this brush. See, this stuff has big needles on it, or dark. And on the back of that, it's full of timber, and that's where the mule deer does like to bed. I see in that strip of timber. That's kind of where I'm headed, thinking that he would be headed for those does. Yeah, he could be in here anywhere. bigger in the distance. Yeah, I think that one's bigger down there, but
I always wonder how old is that.
oh, grassy spots in here and through the trees. We're looking at because it's out of the wind. We're trying to call in a bear. We saw a bear. We saw a bear right down there. It was a nice bear, and it ran into the trees. So we came up here to look for the deer that I saw this morning, and possibly the bear. So we figured we'd open up a little bit of kipper snack, get some scent wafting around, you know. It's good. This is actually way better than the sardines. I'm serious. I'm not sure where this knife is. Actually, I know where this knife has been. Probably not a great thing to eat off of. Don't think about it. No. You feel full of ibuprofen and a baggie full of Zyrtec.
When did that happen?
What?
When you got old enough to have to pack
I don't know.
anti-inflammatory.
I definitely use it too sometimes.
When we were young, we used to hunt all day long. But in the middle of the day, when everything is bedded down, unless the deer rut is on or something, you really never see anything. So we're gonna go get a cup of coffee. I think that's a good idea. I think it is. No, it's, yeah. I think it is. Yep.
I would say so.
Yep.
I would say so.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
The other
I've
one
only
was just
ridden-
up there.
I've only walked this and ridden it 40 times in the last 4 years.
Yep.
And here they are.
Here they are. Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a nice one.
Goodness, that is huge. I don't know if you can hear me because of the wind, but we're gonna head out. We had a cup of coffee, and now we're gonna head out to see if we can find some more game animals in the wind. So we're gonna have to find somewhere protected. Look there.
Do we have someone running beside us, or are we safe?
Someone's running beside us.
Stay home.
The dog wants to come along, but dogs aren't really helpful when you're hunting. Not as helpful when you're hunting, are they?
No.
No.
They're the greatest employees ever, though, because they always want to go to work.
That is true.
She sees me leave, she thinks I'm going to work, and she wants to go work cows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Makes them sad to have to stay home.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
The deer are just starting to rut, and it was absolutely an amazing day. We saw bucks chasing does.
I really don't like her smell. Tongue hanging out like he's been working hard.
We saw whitetail bucks. We saw mule deer bucks. We saw elk on the side of a hill. We saw another 4 bulls right on the top of a mountain. And then we went looking in a different area of the ranch. And that's when it all came together, but totally opposite of what we expected.
We're just looking around here. The cows are running all over to try to help us out. We're gonna sit here and glass this thing a bit for a while. The wind blowing dang hard still, but it's supposed to die down a little bit. So if it does, something might pop out over here somewhere. So we're kind of looking for elk, but we did spot a really, really nice whitetail buck, which is not in the right place, but he's headed to the right place, possibly. So we'll see. He's only, well, I don't know how far it is, but it's quite a ways yet.
Under half a mile.
Yeah, under half a mile now. But if he's headed this way anymore, he's going to end up in the right place.
Further than a quarter, under a half.
So we're going to move a little bit, go around this hill, and see if we can get a little better spot for him. He's like way out there.
Everybody loves a fort.
Yeah. Did you build this? He's coming down. I don't know how far he'll come, but he's still coming.
His main beam goes
big buck. He jumped the fence into where we can hunt. So we gotta get down here quick. I think he smelled this doe over here. We're trying to get to where that doe is. I think he's headed right for this spot. He sees the buck. See him? She's looking right at us. So I have a really clear shot to right where she is. But I'm not sure about right here. Yeah, that would be a perfect shot right there. Let's see if he comes out right there. She just spotted him. If you saw his walking here, down here to the right. Oh yeah. He's gonna run down there. Okay. All right. Well, when you get okay, you ready? As soon as he stops. Whoops. Oh, he's done.
Nice shot.
Wow. What a deal. I cannot believe this. I came up here to actually hunt elk. And that deer walked all the way from way the heck up there. All the way down here, jumped the fence. We saw this doe. This doe was, we could tell he had a buck with it, so we knew she was probably in heat. So we just kind of figured that if he got close enough, he would smell her. And he did. He went right to her.
He was coming the whole time.
And he was all posturing and everything. I don't have the correct camera or the correct cameraman ability to get him on film while I did that, but
if you would have, it would have been cool.
that would have been cool. Because he came out like this. He was like, boom, boom, boom. I mean, we'll see when we get down there how nice he is. He looks amazing. Well, he'd be pretty good eating. Yeah.
I liked the tracking job.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, the tracking job was fantastic.
Fabulous.
Yep. What we mean by that is he's laying right where we hit him, so we don't have to track him anywhere.
Yeah.
Look at this puppy. Wow, that is really unique.
He's old.
Huh?
He's old.
Look at that. That is
bizarre.
amazing.
Dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Heavy.
He's so heavy.
Super cool. Short nose on him. He is just weird.
Yeah, he's a strange buck. He's got all the eye guards and the webbing. Wow. I'll have to get a tooth and age him.
Yeah, I mean, the tape measure is not going to treat him nearly
Right.
as well as
No.
how unique he is.
So what he means is he won't score real well.
It doesn't matter.
Because his points are, but we're not shooting for score. We're shooting for big, mature.
Yeah, that's an old dude.
Webbed out. He does have a short nose.
With a crooked
Yeah.
back bit. I mean, most of the time they sweep forward. They don't generally bend back.
No.
But I mean, he's big waist.
He's like, probably had another one here at one point. Yeah.
Something else.
Well, he's definitely. I got the guts out of him. I'm just sitting here kind of taking it in. It's actually been quite a few years since I've shot anything. And looking at this, it's an incredible trophy, but it's also meat. And there's something in you that when you kill something, you inherently feel for the animal. So part of this animal is a trophy, part of it is food. You got to consider that if you're going to take a life, it better be important enough to you, and there better be something you're going to get out of it. And we're going to take the cape off of him because he's so beautiful. He's probably old. We're going to find out. May not even, who knows, might not be old. I would guess he is, because of all the stuff on his antlers down there and everything. So, and we'll find that out later, but we're gonna cape him, which means we're gonna take this part of the hide off, so that if we want to mount him, to let him live on, there is something in you every time that feels for the animal. It's like,
yes, if you don't feel something, maybe it's time to do something else.
Yeah.
You know, their sacrifice is now your food, so you know, you do have to appreciate that.
Well, so, and we're talking about food, but also for something like this is a deer that has lived his whole life. He's bred a bunch of does.
Correct.
He's getting probably over the hill. So you can either allow this buck to starve to death or get eaten by coyotes. When humans harvest something like this is like something that you can then appreciate. And it was a sudden, absolutely sudden death. It wasn't a long, drawn-out death.
Absolutely. And as much as I appreciate them and love to watch them and hunt them, this animal is not immortal, and it will die.
Yeah.
It is going to die.
It's going to die. All of them are.
The question is, how is it going to die?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to die humanely, quickly, ethically? Is it going to suffer and starve, or are the coyotes going to get him down and eat him alive? Or, there's a lot of things. I find a lot of them that don't make the winter. I mean,
right. Go through the winter time and die, and then they just lay out here. And he's a whitetail. He's probably going to taste pretty good. He smells really clean.
Oh, they're
he doesn't even smell ruddy.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah. If you shoot a mule deer like this, they stink.
He's just so unique.
Yeah.
He's just super cool.
He is super cool. Very nice.
I'm gonna get in the back. You're gonna handle it for me. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done. The article was at some point in the last. Yeah.
These are so good. Yeah.
I'll get back to it.
All right. Well, Scott lent me this rig, so I can head back up to. Oops, I gotta get my gloves. I'm gonna put my gloves back on. It's gonna be cold on the ride up here. So I'm headed back up to the bus where I'm spending the night again on the top of a mountain. So it's about a half hour from here. It's about 8 o'clock at night. It's gonna take me a half hour. There's no windshield in this thing, so it's pretty cold. Saw the bear this morning. It's interesting when you're going up something like this, if you've just seen a bear, even though it's just a black bear, it kind of makes you, this is a long ways up here, so it kind of feels very remote and alone. Here's home. Back to the bus. that there. Time for bed. Well, that was quite a day. Quite a day. We actually set out to go hunt a cow elk and shot a very, very nice whitetail buck. Oh, that sleeping bag's a little cold. I'm gonna have to warm that sucker up. There we go. Oh, all right. Well, good night. We'll see you in the morning. All right, well, it's time to say goodbye to the bus. Well, goodbye, bus. This old bus is gonna sit up here for a lot longer than it has. Until this finally gives way and it rolls down the mountain, probably. Don't go over the edge now. Gotta turn around about 8 times here to get all the way turned around on this hill. There we go. We'll get her. We'll get her. There we go. There we go. Oh, where's the headlights at?
Thanks for coming along with me this week. It was a great adventure. Don't miss next week. I've rented a cabin deep in the remote Rocky Mountains. If you didn't have anyone to teach you the skills of the outdoors, then head over to my community where you learn the practical aspects of just living in our amazing West.
Yeah, that was close.